Welcome back. Everyone. Chief Andy Heffner is with us today from the Lima Fire Department. Last time, a few months ago, we talked about having trouble getting folks and getting them to apply at the test and all that kind of good stuff. Now you've got people leaving, so you've got a bit of a double whammy going on there, don't you?
If you don't mind, if I start with something else, because I was at the mayor's press conference, right?
Sure.
And that weather, those cloud formations. Now, I spent 5 years in the Coast Guard in the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
I've been around for a while. I thought I was in the middle of Independence Day. The way those things started
It looked
rolling
like UFOs rolling in, yeah.
And so they're talking, but you see the crowd, and they're like,
yeah.
look, because that was
you
some
guys were out of Schoonover.
Yeah, we're schoonovers, but just strange formations.
Yeah.
Never seen that in my entire time.
Yeah, and that's something you didn't want to be on the lake or somewhere, or the Coast Guard or in the ocean seeing that stuff.
No, and then I'm seeing that, and then I'm like, we might want to speed this thing up a little bit. So, but no, you're right. If you drive around town and you see everywhere, help wanted, help wanted, help wanted. And it's no different with us. And we've talked about this, but now what we're seeing for fire departments, this is nationwide, not just Lima Fire. Right. It's not an indictment on Lima Fire Department, City of Lima, or me, but people are leaving departments and going to what they believe is going to be a greener pasture.
Sure.
It's easier to do now. When I started 27 years ago now, yeah, it seems like yesterday, it was expected you get on a department and you stayed for the end of your career.
Sure,
I mean, you're going to put in 30, 35 years, and then you retire as a firefighter from that city, be it Lima, be it Cleveland, Columbus, doesn't matter. You were expected, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
Well, things have changed, and young people, it's more portable, they don't have the same ties, and they have no trouble leaving one department for another if they believe they're going to get better working conditions, more money, less time on. So it's difficult to fill those roles.
Are you then competing with are you competing with the Columbuses and the Clevelands and those kind of things?
Oh, absolutely, which that, once again, was unheard of.
Right.
Columbus, just to let you know how hard it was to get on Columbus when I was a young man, it was 17,000 people took the Columbus test, and it was over a full week at the Ohio Fairgrounds.
Wow.
Yeah, a full week of testing. So I became a firefighter here. They called 6 months after I was a firefighter here, and I said, no, I'm in my hometown.
Sure.
It took 2 years for me to tell my wife because she loved Columbus. So we were actually at a party, and I said, you know, Columbus called me, and she goes, what? It was a quiet ride home. Right. I just want you to know that. It was a quiet ride home. But she's adjusting, loves Lima too. But it is. Columbus is now coming to cities like ours and recruiting our firefighters. So
you've had to reformulate kind of the way you do things, the things you can offer and those kind of things?
Well, what it is I think maybe we're going to look at our model of hiring.
Yeah.
Our model of hiring. We looked at certifications are expensive. Getting a paramedic card is expensive.
Sure.
And also you have to get it. It's difficult. We're not going to look so much specifically at that now, but more the base route of the applicant. And with the upper management that we have in the department, we came on with no certifications.
Yeah.
What we mainly had in common, we were city kids. We were from the region. We were all born and raised in Allen County.
And you worked hard. Yeah.
And worked, yeah. And so we might want to start looking more at the advantages of getting city kids, Allen County kids, because you look at the initial cost of sending them to paramedic school, but you drag that over 35 years. That's not a lot of money when you're going to have people staying on the department, and they have ties. So know your ties.
Yeah, somebody told me at the police department they had the same issues, and I said, are you competing with larger police departments? And they said, we're competing with Target, and we're competing with gas stations, and those kind of things, because some of them have jacked up their
Well,
pay.
Target, I think, is a starting wage like $22, $23 an hour. You drive by, there's billboards. Day one, full benefits, $24 an hour.
And still can't fill them.
The factory jobs and still can't fill them. So I don't know what the answer or solution is, but for us and the trades, I think especially, you have it's not right or wrong, but you have young people who grew up in climate-controlled conditions.
Sure.
And now as a firefighter, it's going to be hot, it's going to be cold, it's going to be dirty, it could be scary. So, but when you've lived your entire life at 72 degrees, that's a big jump than going into becoming a firefighter.
Yeah, it's a tough job, but a rewarding job, too.
Very rewarding.
Yeah. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. Doug Medical News coming up next on Noon Edition.